Hello, and I'm just going to quickly talk about the DPS stigma line because I really needed the elemental screen, and I might as well mention this here since I didn't in the arena video. Two things though before I go to the actual stigmas. The first thing is that in order to use this full line, you have to sacrifice either protective ward or hit mantra, and most people tend to just ditch hit mantra. It's an awesome stigma. I could never see myself doing that, but if you want to use the full line, you have to. And then secondly, you don't get to use that HP buff, so Blessing of Rockets, it's nice. More defense never hurt anyone, but you do lack that 10% HP. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the stigmas real quick. First we have Rage Spell. This is a 15% attack increase and a 20% cast time increase. Now that Recovery Spell is only 1 second, this is a really nice skill because Recovery Spell will still be really quick to cast, so even with this on, there's no harm casting Recovery Spell. Like, let's see. Yeah, that's nothing really. You can sacrifice that amount of time to cast this heal. And if you really need to spend your time spamming, I don't know, Healing Light, I guess, you can always just cancel it. I guess under Word of Quickness you would want to cancel it just to maximize the Healing Light efficiency. Although, probably won't have to do that very often because Healing Light isn't that amazing of a skill. It's just the heal we have to fall back on. Next is Binding Word. This is a ranged snare / bind that also darkens the target's screen. The only thing that is unfortunate about this skill is that it's at the bottom of the feeding chain in terms of debuffs, so any other bind or snare will override it. In fact, Booming Smash, our own snare, is going to override this, and if you have this running on a target, it actually won't let you land Binding Words, so it's something to keep in mind. That happens to me like fairly often. I don't know, landing our skills is half and half because our MA as Chanters isn't amazing. But when this does land and I don't notice it and I try to cast Binding Word, it screws me over. And it's a waste of the bind. Next is Splash Wing. This is a on parry skill, so if you use Perfect Parry, then you'll be able to use this in the stun. It's nice damage. It's pretty high for a Stigma, so this is a pretty nice skill all around. You probably won't get to use it that often, but Perfect Parry at least. Alright, next is Stamina Restoration. This used to have a 2-second cast, I think, and it was healing for less than 3627. They made it instant and increased the healing, so they beefed this skill up really nicely. They improved it for PvP so much. It's like no longer a skill that you have to put in just so you can use Mountain Crash, but now it's a really awesome, essential PvP instant heal cast. Or no cast time since it's instant. What am I saying? Next is Blessing of Wind. This is a 100% chance to proc damage. It scales off magical boost, and it can get resisted. But other than that, it's a really nice stigma. So if you have the DPS line, this is one of the defining things of using the line. I'll go ahead and actually I'll talk about this and I'll show it in a sec. Next is Mountain Crash. This is our ranged attack. Probably the highest hitting skill on average we have for PvP. And let's see what else. It keeps you locked in place for 1 second, but you can jump shot it. I don't try jump shotting. I don't really have skills that need it because I don't have Mountain Crash socketed normally. But you can jump shot this if you practice it. And it also puts a dot on your target, so if you have like a Silence Godstone, you can have a better chance of making it unpottable. Disorienting Blow. This is our knockdown skill. You can use it on anyone, and if they don't have knockdown resist or an absorb up, you're pretty much just gonna knock them over. So it's good for interrupting, especially for like long cast times. Clerics are a good example. They have innate knockdown resist, but if you knock them down when they're casting a heal, that's a good interrupt. Also lets you use our 2 knockdown procs. Finally, Numbing Blow. This is the final stigma in the line. It's kind of underwhelming, but it's more damage, so can't complain. It doesn't it overrides Hallowed Strike, but it doesn't get overridden by Hallowed Strike. So if you use this before Hallowed Strike, just keep in mind that there might be a few second window where your target doesn't have the attack speed debuff, which could be a big deal. I don't know if it is or not. Probably not, but it's something to keep in mind. Anyway, now that I talked about them, I'll just quickly show some damage. It's like, what time is it? 11:21. Not too bad. Alright, let's go ahead and start off with the longest cooldown. So, Blessing of Wind, start weaving here. You'll see that it hits for 529 for me. My magic boost is, I guess I'll show that too. 1271 or 74, so it's pretty nice. Disorienting blow that hits for 1k there, non-crit. PvP, it'll be probably like a not quite that when it crits, but a little bit below, maybe 600 to 800-ish, depending on your target and other things. Numbing blow, 2247 crit. It's pretty decent damage. And then mountain crash. Let's go be ranged, just to emphasize the rangedness. 2297 non-crit. As you can see, these skills, they'll hit pretty nicely in PvP. It's guaranteed like couple K damage, so DPS line definitely got better than what it used to be. Could still use some work, I guess, but overall it's a really nice line. And other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say. So, oh, binding word. That's what it looks like. It's like ropes you're throwing at someone. I'll just do numbing blow, mountain crash real quick. Oh, and disorienting. Oh. And finally mountain crash. Wow, that's a really low crit. I don't know how big the window is, but that's pretty low. 3206. Anyway, that was a quick ramble on the DPS line, so take care everybody.